The Lake Orion Dragons varsity football season kicked off on August 27th with a game against Chippewa Valley at Wayne State University. Despite putting up 4 touchdowns, the Dragons fell to the Big Reds 28-35. The team was hoping to rebound in their home opener against Troy Athens on Thursday, September 3rd, but thunderstorms delayed the game to the following afternoon. On Friday, September 4th, the Dragons hosted the Red Hawks under gloomy skies. Since the school year hadn't started yet, kickoff was at noon. Most of the first half was uneventful, but late in the second quarter, the Dragons managed to put together a drive. Following a turnover on downs on the Dragons' 41 with 1:50 left in the half, sophomore quarterback Caden Prescorn finds Michael Jarvis for a 12-yard gain. On the next play, Prescorn hits Jarvis again, who is tackled on the Red Hawks' 35. And on the next play, Prescorn throws it up for Jalen Wiggins, who outleaps defenders to make the grab at the 4-yard line.
First down inside the 5. What a catch by Jalen Wiggins.
2 plays later, Prescorn hands the ball off to Danny White, who goes into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. To start the second half, the Dragons kick off to Athens. The Red Hawks manage a drive that takes them into the red zone, but on 4th down, the Dragons' defense steps up and forces a turnover on downs on the 4-yard line. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called on the Dragons places the ball on their own 2-yard line. And after a 3-and-out, Taylor McCarty is forced to punt out of the end zone. Jake Vincent fields the ball at the 41 and returns it all the way to the Dragons' 18-yard line. Just a few plays later, Red Hawks quarterback Joey Stark drops back to pass, but tucks the ball away and goes 14 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was good. The score is tied at 7. The Dragons begin their next drive on their own 20, and after Prescorn is sacked on 3rd down, Athens forces another 3-and-out. McCarty's punt is fielded at the 45 by Vincent, who returns it to the 32. Once again, the Red Hawks find themselves in great field position. On 1st and 10 on the Dragons' 22, Vincent takes the handoff and breaks multiple tackles before getting knocked out of bounds on the 1-yard line. On the next play, Stark's quarterback sneak puts the Red Hawks on top, 14-7 in the 3rd. Let's go to the 4th quarter with Prescorn facing a 4th and 6. He rolls left, keeps the ball, and lumbers ahead for a much-needed first down to keep the drive alive. On the very next play, Prescorn hands off to junior Keith Fields, who finds a hole and goes 28 yards to tie the game at 14. With the clock winding down in the 4th quarter, everyone is thinking overtime following a Red Hawks holding penalty that placed the ball on their own 38-yard line. On 3rd and long, Stark fakes the handoff and somehow finds Jake Vincent, who streaks down the sideline and goes 62 yards for the touchdown. A flag was thrown, but it was on the Dragons for roughing the passer. The Dragons got the ball back with less than 30 seconds on the clock, but the game ended with an incomplete pass. The Red Hawks celebrated their 21-14 win, their first over the Dragons since 2000, and only their second win against the Dragons in 24 meetings. At Lake Orion High School, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News.